So I don't think I ever made a video about this on my channel in regards to Pokemon and what it means to me as a person, as an individual who has played this game for a very long time and managed to go in and out of the Pokemon scene with all the new games and the spin-offs and the Pokemon TCG and all that stuff. So I'll give you guys a little bit of background as to what Pokemon kind of means to me. This year happens to be the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, which is pretty awesome. Pokemon feel like has been around forever, but it's pretty compared to like the other franchises that we've seen. It's pretty recent. It's pretty new, quote unquote, compared to other franchises like Mario or Kirby. But anyways, let's get straight to the point. So a little bit of lore, some storytelling behind who I am and how my channel came to be, or even let's go way back. So pretty much, third grade, my favorite game at the time was Yu-Gi-Oh, and obviously I actually did play like the actual card game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, with the cheap ass, normal summons and tribute summons. Yep, that kind of meta game back then. But unfortunately, Yu-Gi-Oh, when it came to video games at the time, we had the Game Boy Advance and the PS1, and the only relevant games at the time were, I believe, it was the Game Boy Advance version. I forgot one of their names, but the other one was called Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide: Stairway to a Destined Duel. And obviously, we don't have we didn't have video games where we had DLC where they update them every single time. Nah, bro, it's the base game and that's it. And then if you wanted to upgrade your Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta games and all that, you had to buy a separate game. Yep, those were the archaic times. But anyways, I got tired of Yu-Gi-Oh! To a certain point in my life where I was like, I was a kid. I was third grade. I didn't know any better. Um, I think I saw a commercial of Pokemon Emerald. I believe it was like on a Saturday morning cartoons. I think it was like KTLA 5 for us West Coast people back then. Back then where they used to show Saturday morning cartoons with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sonics, TMNT, Shaolin Showdown, Scooby-Doo, for those of you guys who are real throwback people. I was kind of like interested in it. I was like, hey, I never played Pokemon in my life, so I had my Game Boy Advance, so I went to a local Target back then, nearby my house, and I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Emerald. And it was incredible. Kind of like, obviously Pokemon's never been open world, quote unquote, because we do have hallways and corridors in the game. But it was a game that I really liked, especially with Emerald, because I always say, and this is probably why I always say third generation is arguably, in my biased opinion, the best generation of all time, because I started off in third generation. Even though technically Emerald is the first game that I owned, it wasn't the first Pokemon game I've played. The first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon, I believe it was Crystal on the Game Boy, like the yellow bricks that we had back then. And so, yep, it was a wonderful adventure. Battle Frontier was phenomenal. I think it was a really great feature that I still say to this day that it should be in every single Pokemon game, just for the people who are familiar with the franchise can challenge themselves to become better players. And obviously, we transitioned to the DS era. We had Diamond and Pearl, which was arguably, like, I would say third, fourth, and fifth gen during my time when I was playing Pokemon. It was like peak Pokemon to me. And coincidentally, it was through my middle school and high school years is when I, was playing Pokemon. But then Yu-Gi-Oh came back to my life, and I started playing like the TCG again in Yu-Gi-Oh, like pretty hardcore, to the point that I was doing local tournaments and competing, for prizes and trading cards and selling them and shit. And I would say Yu-Gi-Oh kind of overtook my life again, and Pokemon kind of faded after fifth generation. Which is why I missed out on a lot of like those sister games like Black and White 2 and Platinum and other spin-off games, which I didn't really care about at the time. But like I said, I think for sure fourth gen is when Pokemon started really, really, really becoming good for me, and then fifth gen was peak because brand new graphic style, quote unquote, on the DS changed a lot of stuff. It changed the franchise forever. I would probably say that. So college, I didn't pick up sixth generation. Simply because again, one, Yu-Gi-Oh was like my go-to game, and college sucks in general, especially when you're majoring as an engineer. You don't really have a lot of time to do a bunch of stuff that is your social life. um, but fast forward to graduation. Um, at this point in time, Yu-Gi-Oh kind of died down on me because it sucks to keep up with the meta game where they're releasing sets every 3 or 4 months, and metagames change. This deck is now the metagame. These decks sucks now. These cards are like 80, $100 a piece. These cards are now cheap. So you gotta play with the market values a lot. Um, so July 2016, literally a couple. I think it was a couple weeks after I graduated from college, Pokemon Go came out, and that really, really got me back into Pokemon. And a lot of people don't like Pokemon Go because of its simplistic, like playing style of Pokemon. Yeah, it is simple, and yeah, it's easy. Yes, it's catered for kids. You gotta remember that Pokemon is technically for the kids. But at the same time, like I met a lot of people through Pokemon Go in real life and online. And because of that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a an old 3DS or used 3DS from GameStop that was nearby my university, and I managed to pick up a copy of Pokemon X to see, what sixth generation is like. Because I never played it when it came out. I wasn't interested. Like I said, I was just too busy, and I managed to get a copy of Pokemon X, and I enjoyed it. Obviously, hindsight, I enjoyed it very much because of the new Pokemon, the new typings, the new moves, the new region, the new graphics on the 3DS. It was all cool. Obviously, I always talk shit in about Generation 6 because in retrospective, the games suck ass. But we're not going to go into detail too much. We'll probably talk about it in another video. But anyways, after that, I picked up Omega Ruby, and this is where I'm like, yo, this is so legit because Omega Ruby, obviously seeing the Hoenn region again in a upscaled 3D graphics was amazing to me. Like, imagine playing Omega Ruby and like the only game that you can relate to yourself was a old copy of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and then seeing the Delta episode was holy shit. It struck a string in my heart. Like it was cool. It was like a very nostalgic game to me. The competitive scene, like the meta games when you play online, was super good. The PSS was phenomenal. The EV/IV training was pretty damn legit as well. Um, Even seeing like the Elite Four and the Champion once again in their 3D like revived back to life on the 3DS was freaking phenomenal. And then seeing the Primals too, and obviously like I said, the Delta episode was a super kickback to me because I'm pretty sure Deoxys at the time was the first mythical Pokemon that you can catch as a regular legendary. I know there's the Manaphy Egg and all that, but without any cheats, without any events, I'm pretty sure Deoxys is still the first one of its kind. So that was freaking phenomenal. So then I played Showdown because of that. A lot of people wanted me to jump into Smogon and its competitive meta game, unofficial of course, because people like playing casually and then competitively. But if you want to play competitively in singles, which I was excelling at, that's how I got introduced to Smogon, and I met a lot more people there too, and I learned a lot about team building, a lot about archetypes like bulky offense, hyper offense. So, sixth generation, obviously I was introduced to it very late because a couple months later, Sun and Moon were about to be launched in North America, and I was like super excited. Like I'm pretty sure I met over at least 1,000 people online, and some of them actually end up becoming like good friends. People who I still talk to this day. So I gotta thank Pokemon for that. And then seventh gen, obviously, seventh gen was, in hindsight, it was a good game, and in retrospective, I think it was a pretty good region, and it's one of the more underrated regions or slash generations in the franchise. And I'll probably make a video on that too. And again, I met more people, the competitive scene. I think, in 6th gen, because I was introduced to Showdown very late, I didn't really get to appreciate it and play a lot of it. But in 7th generation, that's when I started getting more activity into it, learning about not just the OU metagame, but other tiers that they have as well. And just seeing all the new Pokemon, I remember I was always excited when Magearna and Marshadow were released in their respective times, and whew, it was pretty fun. It was arguably one of the better experiences I have in Pokemon. And then, obviously, fast forward to now, we have the Switch, Sword and Shield, Mystery Dungeon. Um, Obviously, Pokemon Unite. I don't even really play that, but yeah, I gotta owe Pokemon a lot. You know, to who I am, because of Pokemon. I launched my channel actually 3 years ago. It's been 3 years, and I never would have thought my channel would have grown that not big. Obviously, it's not like a S tier freaking Poke channel, but I'm glad to give away a Pokemon to the people in the community who are in need, and I just make content because I have fun with it. And that's something Pokemon has always like taught me. Like, you don't really have to be super super into Pokemon all the time. But as long as you have fun with it. And Pokemon, even though yes, I'm a sheep, I would say it. I buy Pokemon games whenever I think it's appealing, even though people might think otherwise. I don't really follow people's opinions. If you like the game, you like the game. If you don't like it, then you have your reasons, and I have my reasons why I don't like the games. Um, with that, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pearl are coming out actually almost a month from now, and I cannot wait to have that same nostalgic experience I had when I played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The same way I'm going to experience it when I go back to the fourth generation, which is pretty cool because fourth gen does have a place in my heart. Like, that's where my childhood was at, and my childhood was pretty fun. I would like to say so. That's a little bit about Pokemon, why I play Pokemon, how I came to be, and where I'm at right now. So, thank you guys for watching. Let me know about your stories. How did you find out about Pokemon? Do you enjoy Pokemon still? Um, how are you still involved with Pokemon? So, anyways, guys, let me know. Thank you guys for all the support. We're close to hitting 3.6k subs, so let's keep that up. And yeah, like and subscribe. Appreciate all your guys' support, and yeah, see you guys with another video. Peace.